Hello, and welcome back to Winter's Instruments. Today, we will be learning how to program the WinSMART LY36 Smart Explosion-Proof Differential Pressure Transmitter. In this tutorial, we will go over how to perform a factory reset, how to configure the transmitter for zero pressure in milliampere readings, how to set the lower range values, upper range values, and damping time, how to change the output signal type, and how to change the alarm, temperature, address, and decimal point settings. Lastly, we will also go over how to change the flow measurement settings. Start by removing the front and back holding screws. Then remove the front and back covers by twisting in a counterclockwise direction. When you remove the cover, you will get access to three buttons, M, S, and Z. M is used to confirm selections and scroll through different menu options. Z is used to enter menus and to move the cursor between different digits, and S is used to cycle between different selections and to change the value of an individual digit. We will begin by learning how to perform a factory reset. To do this, press and hold the S button for approximately 5 seconds. When you see the word Restore appear on the screen, release the S button and immediately press the Z button. The word OK will flash on the screen, followed by the word Loading. Once loading disappears from the screen, the transmitter has been reset to its factory default values. Next, we will go over how to configure the transmitter for zero pressure. Please note, this can only be performed when there is no pressure applied to the unit. To configure for zero pressure, hold the S and Z buttons down simultaneously. After approximately 5 seconds, PV equals 0 will appear on the screen. You can now release both buttons, as this indicates the zero pressure setting has been set. You should also see zero pressure being displayed on the screen. You can also configure the transmitter for a milliampere reading. To do this, you must apply a pressure to the sensor that corresponds to a 4 milliampere output signal, such as 20 psi. For milliampere readings, press and hold the M and Z buttons simultaneously until the display changes to read 4 milliampere OK. At that point, you can release both buttons. For the 20 milliampere setting, you can repeat the above steps by applying 100 psi and pressing the S and M buttons simultaneously. Please note, input error will appear on the screen if the unit is not pressurized. The unit has now been configured for a milliampere reading. We will now go over how to change units of measurement in display mode. We will start by changing the standard measurement. To do this, press the M button to scroll through the various options until you see Display PV appear on the screen. You will then press the Z button once to enter the menu. Then, use the S button to cycle between 3 different options for standard measurement. These are PV for pressure, MA for current, and percentage. When you are satisfied with your selection, press the M button to confirm. You can then select different units of measurement. To do so, press the Z button to enter the menu, and then use the S button to scroll through the different units of measurement. When you have found the unit of measurement you want, press the M button to confirm. Next, we will discuss how to set the lower and upper range values for a more precise setup. First, press the M button repeatedly to scroll through the various option settings until LRV appears on the screen. Then press the Z button to enter the menu. Here, you will enter your desired lower range value by using the Z button to cycle between different digits and the S button to increment each digit. Be aware that the digits cycle from right to left rather than from left to right. To add decimal points, you must use the Z button to scroll all the way to the left. Press the S button to make the decimal point appear where needed. When you are satisfied with your selection, press M to confirm. You can then use the same combination of buttons to set the upper range value. You also have the option of setting the damping time for the transmitter. To do so, press the M button to scroll through the various settings until the word damping appears on the screen. Then press Z to enter the menu. As before, use the Z button to move the cursor from right to left and the S button to increment each digit. Once you are satisfied with your selection, press the M button to confirm. We will now go over how to set the output signal type. Start by using the M button to scroll through the various options until you see MA liner. Then press Z to enter the menu. You will then use the S button to select one of two options, which are linear or square root. Then press M to confirm your selection. Now we will go through how to set an alarm setting on the transmitter. To do this, press the M button again repeatedly to cycle through the various settings until you see alarm number on the screen. Then press Z to enter the menu. You will use the S button to cycle between three options: No, L, or H. No stands for no alarm, L is for an alarm at the lower range value, and H is an alarm at the upper range value. When you have made your selection, press the M button to confirm. Temperature settings can also be made through the display menu. To do this, use the M button to scroll through the various options until you see the temperature setting. Press Z again to enter the menu, and then use the S button to cycle through the various options. Here, you have four options available: C, F, K, or off. When you have made your selection, press M to confirm. Another option is to change the transmitter's address settings. To do this, use the M button to scroll through the various options until you see Pole Address appear on the screen. Press Z to enter this menu. You can then set the address by using the Z button to move the cursor from right to left and the S button to increment each digit. When you are satisfied with your selection, press the M button to confirm. We will now go over how to set the number of decimal points in the transmitter. Press the M button to scroll through the various options until .in appears on the display screen. Press the Z button to enter the menu, then use the S and Z buttons as before to cycle through the various digits and to increment each digit. When you are satisfied with your selection, press M to confirm. Lastly, we will now go over how to change the flow measurement settings. To do this, we start by powering off the unit. When the unit is powered off, press and hold the M button and power the unit back on. The word Expert will flash on the screen, at which point you can release the M button. You are now in the Expert menu. Press the M button followed by the Z button. This will give you access to four options for displaying flow units. These are PV, MA, percentage, and TBL. Please note that for flow measurement, you must select TBL. When you are satisfied with your selection, press M to confirm. Next, we will set the unit of flow to one of 7 units available. Start by pressing the M button again, followed by the Z button. Then, use the S button to cycle through the various units of measurement available exclusively for flow. Here, we will go with the setting of cubic meters an hour. Press the M button to confirm. On the next screen, we will be asked to set the lower range value. In this example, we will keep the lower range value at 0 and simply press the M button to move forward. On the following screen, you will be asked to designate the upper range value. As before, press the Z button to enter the menu and the Z and S buttons to enter the desired upper range value. Here, we will set the upper range value to 200. Press M to confirm your selection. We will move past the damping screen by pressing M again. In this example, we will make one last adjustment to the output signal type. Press the Z button to enter the menu and use the S button to change the setting to square root. Then press M to confirm your selection. Continue pressing the M button to cycle through the remaining menu options. You can enter each of these menus by using the Z button and then changing values using the same combination of the Z and S buttons as mentioned before. In order for the transmitter to calculate flow measurement, you must provide the flow coefficient. Stop at the following menu options and ensure that values have been entered. These are area, density, gauge or absolute differential, and PV. For PV in particular, this must be set to square root. To save your flow measurement settings, you must continue pressing M until you reach the end of the menu and the display screen returns to the normal display screen. The transmitter is now ready for flow measurement. We can now return the transmitter back to service. Simply replace the front and back covers by rotating in a clockwise direction. Then replace the holding screws for each. The transmitter can now be returned to service. This concludes our tutorial on how to program the WinSMART LY36 Smart Explosion-Proof Differential Pressure Transmitter. Thanks for watching.